My name is Tanza, and welcome to my page or my channel, wherever you're tuning in from. And I created this space for caregivers, those who have caregived in the past, who are currently caregiving, or they see the writing on the wall and they know they're going to have to be doing it someday. So welcome. I'm glad you're here. It's a space to know that we're not alone. We're in this together. So today I want to talk about something that many caregivers feel but don't want to admit. And it's guilt and resentment. Guilt says I'm not doing enough, and resentment says I've been doing too much for too long without enough support. And the caregiver's guilt sounds a lot like things being whispered, I should be doing more. I shouldn't be so tired. I shouldn't want time away from my loved one. I should have visited longer. If I take care of myself, I'm being selfish. Does that sound familiar? I know I've had a lot of those thoughts, even recently. Even as recently as 48 hours ago. Those thoughts become a soundtrack for the caregiver. And the danger of these thoughts, these feelings, is it convinces the caregiver that rest is selfish, that saying no is selfish. Asking siblings or other family members for assistance is selfish. Hiring help, taking a vacation, that all of those things somehow are selfish. But let me tell you, and tell one another, they're not. They're not selfish at all. None of that is true. A burned out caregiver cannot provide the best of themselves. So if you do need to take that time, it is important to do so. The challenge of the feeling of guilt is that back and forth. You can feel guilty 1 minute, and then you get enough rest, you take care of yourself a little bit, you get a good night's sleep, and the next day you feel refreshed and ready to do it again. And those guilt feelings may not hit you for another day or two. It could be hours, it could be months. But know that there are dangers to the guilt. And some ways to work through those feelings is, when it shows up, ask yourself, would you expect someone else to sacrifice as much as you have? If you're taking care of your parents and, you realize all the things that you have done, do you want your kids to sacrifice everything that you have sacrificed for them to take care of you? I know I think about that quite often, and I've discussed with my children what I would prefer. Even though I cherish the time that I've had with my parents, I don't want my children to feel obligated to do the same thing that I've done, to make those decisions that I made, because it is tough. It is very difficult. I try to replace the guilt with grace. Instead of saying I should, I try to say I'm doing the best that I can today. I did the best I could yesterday, and move forward and try to close those feelings of guilt. The feelings of resentment aren't as obvious as those feelings of guilt. Resentment tends to appear slowly. It grows. And, something like missing birthdays, missing a vacation, having to cancel on dinner plans with friends or family, or having that sibling or family member who says, sorry, I'm too busy to help, but maybe next time. Little by little, life begins moving forward, for everyone else when you feel that you're stuck, standing still. It's those times when you collectively realize what's happening around you that you then become resentful. It usually points towards something that's missing, something that's not being met, right? So maybe you need a conversation. Maybe you need sleep. You just need some help. You need a weekend away. And when you're not able to get those things that you need, you don't get those needs met, then that feeling, it's no longer guilt, it's resentment. Just know that the feeling of guilt or resentment, it doesn't mean that you have less love for the person that you're taking care of. It's just you asking to take care of yourself. So just look deep down, and when you start recognizing those feelings, think where it's coming from and what do you need to do for yourself to overcome those thoughts at those times. I've learned that love and frustration can exist together. I don't just love my parents or I'm frustrated with them. I can love them and be frustrated. I connect that with child rearing. You know, you're raising your children, you love your children, and you get frustrated because things aren't going as planned or they're not, you know, doing what they're supposed to do, and you get frustrated. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. You can love someone with your whole heart and still feel exhausted. That's okay too. You can be grateful and still grieve the life. Ooh, I don't know what that was. Some loud noise next door. You can grieve the life that you temporarily have left to provide this care for your loved one. You can be compassionate, excuse me, and still need a break. The feelings don't cancel each other out. You can feel okay and then not feel okay. You just have to know what to do with it when it's happening. So if you're feeling guilty today, you're not alone. I had those feelings, like I said, less than 48 hours ago, but I'm constantly struggling to find that balance. So please know you're not alone. If you're feeling resentful today, again, you're not alone. I felt that this weekend, for sure. If you've ever cried in your car before walking into the house, I really don't know what that was, but it was really loud, so give me one moment. So, although I didn't figure out what that loud noise was, I did come back to a phone that was overheated. So I'm just gonna say a final few things and thank you for being here. So what I was saying was, you know, if you've ever done certain things, you're not alone. And one of the ones I really wanted to say was, if you've ever smiled, you know, put out that front that everything is okay, and you're falling apart inside, you are 100% not alone. None of these feelings make you less of a caregiver. It just reminds us that we're human. We are human, we have these feelings, and it's okay. Through my own journey and attempts to achieve balance in my life, I've learned that I don't have to pretend that everything is okay. If I'm falling apart, I can fall apart, but I will just get back, get moving in the right direction again soon. Kind of like when some of you might be able to relate if you're on a weight program and you decide to cheat that day. It's okay, cheat. Go back the next day and start over again. That's where we are with caregiving. If you're having a difficult time, you're having a difficult day, you're feeling guilty, you're feeling resentful, it's okay. Tomorrow will be a new day and you can start all over again. I think it's very important that we give ourselves permission to be honest with our feelings. Don't be ashamed. Give yourself permission to feel. And also give ourselves the same compassion that we would freely give to someone else. So if you knew that a friend was falling apart, you would be compassionate to them and help them. Do the same for yourself. So thank you for being here today. If any of this was familiar, resonated with you in any way, and you want to comment, please comment. If you know a friend or a family member that's going through this and you think that hearing some of my information might be helpful, or reading some of my posts might be helpful or nice reminders, please share with them. Thank you so much for being here, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye for now.